See, JJ? It looks like a chocolate factory. I wonder how they do things. I'd like to try working here.
I see someone coming. I suggest we listen to what he has to say.
Hey guys, would you like to see our factory?
JJ, that sounds very interesting. Let's take a look.
As you can see, we have a fairly high degree of automation in production. This means that you have to do almost nothing. You just have to make sure that certain scripts are executed correctly sometimes.
This place is so clean and cool. I like it. Anyway, we'd like to buy this factory from you. I think we can make a lot of money from it.
Congratulations on your purchase. I hope the factory doesn't let you down.
As much as we might regret the purchase, JJ,
So Mikey, since we now own this factory, it was a good idea to walk around a bit and take another look around. I'm already seeing a lot of equipment I don't understand. I'll have to get some literature somewhere and figure out which equipment is responsible for what. Because a good director should know everything about his factory. We also need to familiarize ourselves with the products that we can produce, because this is also very important for the further sales process of chocolate.
I propose to help our workers a little with unloading chocolate because they are already very busy. By the way, we should also find out how many people we employ and how much we pay them. Maybe they're working in terrible conditions here. In that case, we'll have to do something about it. I think it's quite unusual for them to have directors standing and working in the same positions as them. Well, that's all right. So we can set a good example, and I hope everyone will want to work even harder afterwards.
Look, let's go see how we're doing in the other rooms. As far as I can tell, nobody's cleaned it. Yeah, like I said, there's cobwebs all over the place. Mikey, we need to clean up this mess right now, because I want this place to be perfectly clean. Believe me, that's a very important attribute for any factory.
I understand you perfectly, JJ. In that case, let's get the cobwebs out of here as soon as possible. I'm gonna go to that corner so we can get this over with quickly.
So, I think we've got this place perfectly cleaned up. Now this room is much better to look at, which means we can go back to the fabrication shop, because I've been told that one of the employees wants to demantrate something for us. I feel like we're such a good influence on them.
Good afternoon, JJ and Mikey. So I've developed a new flavor of our chocolate. So I'd like you to try it. And if it really tastes good to you, we could add it to the production. I think it will be bought very often because of its delicate flavor.
JJ, let's give it a try sooner rather than later. I've always liked dark chocolate, so I'm very good at it. You try the white choco, Dad. That way we can quickly figure out what we can and can't put into production.
All right, let's try this chocolate already. Wow, I had no idea you could make such perfect chocolate. The sugar ratio is just perfect. I don't know what kind of employee this is, but he needs a bonus or a raise. I've literally never had such delicious chocolate, and its texture's so nice that it makes the flavor even stronger.
Look at this cute little girl walking by our factory. Let's give her our chocolate. I think she'll love it and tell everyone about us.
Thank you so much for the candy bar, but my parents told me not to take anything from strangers, so I better go. But thank you so much again.
It's weird. We don't look like criminals. It's a shame she didn't get a taste of our candy bar. I think she would have loved it.
Don't worry so much, JJ. You heard yourself that she just has a very good upbringing. But I agree with you. When your product isn't even tasted, it's pretty sad.
So, Mikey, it's a new day, and that means checking out the factory. Wait a minute, is that what it looks like to me? There's a tremendous amount of people congregating at our location. I wonder how they all knew we existed. We need to find out now.
JJ, it seems like yesterday a little girl brought home our chocolate and gave it to her parents to try. And they liked it so much that they decided to tell their friends about it. That's just great. We have so many customers. We're going to get rich very quickly. The most important thing now is that we have enough chocolate for all these people. We didn't expect so many people to come to us from day one, but that's not a problem.
So, we have already seated the first part of the visitors and familiarized them with our products. Now they need to bring what they want to try. In ordinary establishments, there are waiters for this. But we didn't have time to hire them because we didn't think that success would come to us so quickly. So you and I will have to fill all the orders. There's no other way for us to do it. And at the same time, we have to find people who will work for us as waiters. Because as I understand it, we'll be getting more and more customers every day. And it may turn out that even our efforts will not be enough. And long waiting times can have a bad effect on the reputations of our establishment. So don't stand still and keep filling orders, Mikey.
Sure, I'll take orders and fulfill them just like you. I'm just dizzy from having so many guests. I had no idea everyone would love our chocolate trial so much. And we can make it even better, because it's just the first samples. We should thank the guy who came up with these chocolate flavors, because something tells me we wouldn't have had the success we've had without him. I think we may soon make him in charge of the entire production line. He's got a lot of experience and a good sense of taste.
You're right. He really is a professional at what he does. And I'm also noticing now that even now it's quite difficult for us to bring orders together. Because people want to try different chocolates, you have to memorize a lot of things, and then you have to bring them to the right people. It's very tiring, but we can't do anything about it now. We could call in the guys from the factory, but that's not a good idea, because more people are coming tomorrow, which means we'll need a lot more chocolate in stock for everyone to try. Now, let's concentrate entirely on orders.
Of course. Speaking of which, the workload seems to have lightened up. That's because we've served almost all of our clients in such a short period of time, which means we can at least catch our breath, because then we have to collect the money and get the next line of people in. Honestly, it's like the whole city has decided to come to us, although there are other places to sit and eat candy besides us, but we seem to be the best right now.
So Mikey, are you ready for the most rewarding part of our job? It's time to collect all the money we've made. I can't wait to count it all. With this much money, our business is gonna take off, because we'll be able to hire more people and increase the number of deliveries. You'll see, it won't be long before we become a monopoly in chocolate production. But then we can start producing not only chocolate, but other sweets as well. And then everyone will definitely come only to us.
That's all great, of course, but don't look that far ahead. I think we need to focus on what we have now. We've really been able to make a lot of money at one time, and that means we need to figure out where and how to invest it so that the money literally works for us.
I suggest we now take a little tour around our factory and see how the chocolate making process goes. After such a great and profitable start, we can't lower the bar on our quality. Wait a minute, is it just me? Or did I see something that looks like a trapdoor? Look, Mikey, there really is a hatch. That's very interesting. We should go over there and check it out.
Hey guys, everybody pay attention to me. I need to make a giant chocolate bar in my backyard right now. I'll give you the details later, but you need to understand that it needs to be done as fast and as well as possible. Believe me, money is not a problem for me at all. So I want you to pack everything you need and come with me right now.
Looks like this guy really has money. Let's make him his chocolates, shall we?
Of course we'll fulfill his order, but I can't help but check what's down there. So let's take a quick look, and then we'll go with him to his house. Look at this. It's really weird. Why is there a bunch of blocks of chocolate in such a weird place? And it looks like they're growing here. And then there's this weird water, which to be honest reminds me of a chocolate river. But we don't have time to test that hunch, so let's get more chocolate blocks and go with this guy. I think he's gonna ask for something really big.
Now I'm even wondering what he came up with. I think if he just wanted something sweet, he would have gone to the store and bought a couple of chocolate bars, which means he wants to give someone a gift or a surprise. Anyway, we'll know soon enough what idea he came up with. The most important thing is that we do what he asks, because there's a chance of missing out on a colossal amount of money.
Look, it's really chocolate. It's more like cocoa though. Okay, I think we should go, because he's not going to wait for us very long, and he's just going to leave, and we still have to unload all these blocks into his car. It's a good thing he brought a cargo trailer. It seems like it's really important to him that we come and do the best job we can, so we can't just let him down. I will definitely do my best to create the best chocolate bar of my life.
JJ, it looks like we're gonna have to make our own way. I don't know why, but he just decided to leave. Good thing he left us a car and an address. Although if you didn't have a license, we wouldn't have been able to get anywhere. So he didn't think this through.
That's it. We've arrived at the site. Now we have to collect all the chocolate and meet that guy. Because without his clues, we won't know how to make this chocolate. If I was told to do that, I would just make a huge version of our chocolate bar. But that obviously wouldn't be a very good gift. So let him tell us exactly what we need to do. After all, we're not magicians and we can't read minds.
I think he'll make it very clear to us.
Hi again, guys. I see you guys took your time. Well, there's still time, so follow me. Anyway, I want you to make a giant chocolate bar. Hurry up, because my son can't wait any longer.
Now, who would have thought he'd really just ask for a giant chocolate bar? I mean, we could have done so many fun things. We could have literally made a chocolate replica of his son. It's no big deal, though. As they say, the customer is always right, which means we'll do our best to make this chocolate bar look the coolest in the world. I wonder how long he'll eat it. I hope he doesn't burst.
I don't think Dad's gonna let him eat all that chocolate, but I have to admit, it's a really cool gift. I would love these.
We're getting there pretty fast, which means we can finish it before the baby goes outside. And just think, JJ, how much money we can make off of a giant candy bar like this. We're not even making a small price tag on our regular products. But for a chocolate bar this big, you'd have to pay dozens, if not hundreds, of times more money.
I think you realize that money doesn't mean anything to this guy, which means we can ask for more money than it's really worth. That's cool. Well, just a couple final touches, and our work of art will be complete. I think we've done a beautiful job. Look at you, Mikey. If you look at her, she's no different than our regular chocolates, except it's 100 times bigger. I can't believe we used a ton of chocolate. This is definitely gonna be our most expensive order yet.
All we have to do is wait for that guy to come in and evaluate our work. I'm sure he'll definitely love it because our chocolate is almost as tall as his house.
What have you guys done? This is the coolest chocolate I've ever seen in my life. So let me thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, I got a car the other day, but I don't like it. So I'm giving it to you too. I think you'll find a good use for it. And if you don't, just sell it. I think it's worth quite a lot.
Mikey, do you realize what kind of car he just gave us? All that money is literally nothing compared to this car. It's a Bugatti. They're considered one of the most expensive cars in the world. This particular model is worth about $3 million. That's enough money to open 3 more chocolate factories. But first, I suggest you take it for a spin so you can see why it costs so much.
Now I know what you were talking about. It really is a magical machine. But more importantly, it's our customers. By the time we left, there were too many of them again. And I don't think anyone in the production department brought them their orders, which means we're gonna have to work hard to serve them all again.
You're right. We need to keep them busy with orders right away. I'll have to make a note somewhere that we need to hire waiters ASAP, cause my feet are killing me. Not only did we serve a whole bunch of people, but we went to make oversized chocolates for that guy. And literally, right after that, we have to serve a lot of people again and bring them lots of different sweets. However, I do want to say that the ride in the hypercar was very enjoyable. That's the only reason I have the energy to keep serving customers.
I know it's hard for you, but we can't just give up now. After all, our customers really want to try the chocolate.
You're right. I shouldn't stop working. Sometimes I wonder why that man decided to sell us this business if it is so profitable. And there's only one guess that comes to mind. We're basically just lucky that we decided to give that girl a candy bar. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I don't think we'd have such long lines. But that's a good thing, because sometimes you can only build a business if you believe in a little luck. That's how it worked out for us. It seems like a couple of days ago, we were clearing cobwebs from the premises and helping workers sort out chocolates. And now we have a whole bunch of customers, and we're about to become the richest chocolate maker in the world. And that's not including our car, which is worth many times our entire business. Yeah, it makes me dizzy to think about all that money.
Somehow this time there are many more orders. You can tell by the fact that we have to run back and forth a lot more times. And people have also started ordering more dishes. At this rate, our production will simply run out of time. So we need to think seriously about expanding our factory. I think we have enough money to at least double our production capacity. And if we're lucky, 3 times. Speaking of which, it looks like this was our last customer in such a huge line, which means we can talk a little bit about our plan of action. Although, you know, I'm so tired, I could fall asleep standing up just to get some rest.
That's for sure. It's time for us to clean up after our customers and also charge them for our goodies. And I'll admit, there's nothing like the sound of money to cheer you up. I can literally picture myself holding this huge wad of cash in my hands. I wish I could just spend it on something. On the other hand, if I invested in a business now, I can buy whatever I want later. I think I need a luxury yacht and a house by the sea. After all, as a director, I should work with my head, not my hands.
Wait a little longer, JJ. I think in a couple months we'll get to a profit level where we don't have to work with you at all for the rest of our lives. Imagine that. We could vacation at sea and still make a lot of money. I don't think you can think of a better life. In the meantime, we've got plates to collect. After all, every great businessman started with small steps. So did we.
Mikey's right, so we should put all that money and jewelry away for now. We're gonna need it in the future.
Listen, JJ, I was looking through the classifieds and I found something really cool. You're never gonna believe what I'm about to tell you. Somebody's selling a real chocolate house. I thought we were the only ones in town who could make big chocolate houses. But it turns out we can't. Why don't we buy the house? After all, it's literally a necessity for you and me.
This is a very risky move by Mikey. Since the house is made entirely of chocolate, the price tag on it will be just so big. It's literally worth all the money you and I have made, and we were going to use it to build a business. On the other hand, we will make money anyway, and this house could be a great advertisement for us. Just think, 2 directors of a chocolate factory bought a chocolate house. The news would spread all over town, and then every person would want to come to us just to see who we are and how we made so much money. So yes, Mikey, we'll buy the house, even if we have to risk our entire business.
That's great. Then let's hurry up and go to that house. Although I don't think anyone else has enough money to buy this house, so we can take our time and enjoy the ride in this beautiful car.
Here we are. Look how big and beautiful it is. I think it was made by some very cool designer because this house is very different in color from the other houses. And I still don't understand how you could make a whole house out of chocolate.
Hello, I understand you're here to buy this house? Well, I've heard a lot about you. The same 2 guys who got very rich after opening a chocolate factory. I think you have enough money, so let's just get to the payment.
Here's your money. It's exactly what this house is worth.
You are a pleasure to do business with. Here's your deed to this house. All the best to you and congratulations.
Mikey, let's get inside that house and look at it soon. I think it's gonna be even better on the inside.
It's so nice here. This house is perfect for the 2 of us. So let's get settled in.